welcome to our module 3 of the Learn to Self-Heal course. And the subject I'm going to be talking about today is the wonderful subject of believe. And it's going to be down to belief linking with the universe. But there's something different about today, you guys. There's something very different about this excitement I have, and I am hoping those of you sensitive to this that it's coming across, because it is I feel like I could just spread these angel wings behind me. And I've written this course out in order because I feel like this is important to go through these processes before moving forward. So believe is a huge subject. It's going to link directly with the universe. Some of you might be really curious, thinking, I've heard of the universe, I know we're part of it, I've heard of the solar system. Others might be connecting to the universe on a more energetic level. So, believing. Right. Now, subject number 1, energy. We need you to understand energy, it flowing into the body, it flowing out of the body, how we don't create energy, but energy attaches itself to our thoughts, to our words, to our actions. Okay, those 3 things, thoughts, words, and actions. And we had a little meditation into that as well, and a lovely yoga sequence. Then on week 2, so last week we did power of the mind and power behind the intent. So you're almost employing the energy to do something. We're aware the energy comes in and out of the body. We're aware and feel into it. You guys will be feeling into it more and more the more you repeat these meditations and enjoy this course. But if you are experiencing and feeling that energy or blood circulation, whatever you want to call it, then the lovely thing behind it is then you give it a job to do. So you set the intent behind it, so then it knows what it's doing around you. So energy can be used for all sorts of things. And if we're working on that polarity level where it has a negative or a positive action, it's very, very easy for it to get attached to that negativity. The ego with the mind very much attaches itself to negativity without us realizing, okay? You think about the paparazzi, you think about the news, negative. There's never really anything positive in those papers, and they know that, and they know they sell faster than positive papers. So that's why the headlines are always really, really bad, because instinctively we as humans pick up the bad newspapers. We're addicted to reading all this crap and that's who we are. So I'm telling you, time to stop now. We need to convert to the positive. Don't let the energy hang around that negative pool. Let it come to the lighter side. Okay, and then you'll feel into that self-healing, and it has this huge knock-on effect with everything, not just your personal self, your healing here, but it will happen in your environment. Your family will pick up on this, your friends will pick up on this, and you'll begin to notice other things happening amongst the universe. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Ooh, it's so exciting. Now, when I'm working with healing people on an energetic level, so if I do Reiki or energy healing or things like that, there was a moment when I had my hands on this person and I was looking at my hands and I suddenly felt into this, I really believe I can help this person. I believe this person in front of me is going to heal under my hands. They're going to help themselves as well. And those of you that are Reiki attuned or working with energy will know that it's not a big-headed thing. It's more just this power behind the belief that I believe I am channeling positive energy into this person, and it's going to help them and make a difference to their life, whether it's just for today, whether it's just for 5 minutes, or whether it's forever. I just believed it. Pull. And I tell you what, when this person woke up out of their Reiki, they thought, Pip, what the hell just happened? I feel like I could conquer the world. I mean, it was amazing. And I thought, really? And I thought, oh my goodness, this belief thing. Then I started thinking about other things about to help me move forward. So then I start to look out like, really? Are you out there? Like, are you listening to me? Whoever, whatever is out there. Is it my inner temple? Is it my outer? Don't worry about the grey areas in between. Don't worry about religion. Don't worry about the idea of God. Don't worry about the idea of the universe or the white light. Or it's all the same thing. It's whatever's going to work for you, because you have your own energetic DNA like we all have. Okay, so what I want you to understand is the strength behind your belief is so strong. If you can believe that you are going to self-heal, for example, when we're doing those meditations to find those areas in the body that we want to heal, and we imagine it, we're looking into it, into the mind, picturing what it looks like on the inside. I gave you some helpful hints, such as, oh, pain could look like triangles, sharp edges. Love can look like smooth, softer edges. Little things like that can help you to visualize. That's what I'm here for, to help guide you along that path. Okay, but that visualization here, if you believe you are transforming those triangular shapes into smoother, rounder edges, then you can damn well believe that that pain is going to go away. And I've had some fabulous feedback and emails from people saying, do you know what? Actually, that pain stopped when I did that meditation and I didn't feel it for the rest of the day. Brilliant. And that's because you believed you could do it. Okay, so I'm going to emphasize on that more now. Moving from fear to faith, or fear to the light, so to speak. So I've talked about this polarity in everything, absolutely everything. I was talking about that with energy, with the positive and the negative, with the sun and the moon, polarity in absolutely everything. And that also comes to fear and love. Okay, the polar opposites, fear and love. Do you remember me talking about the paparazzi earlier and I was saying how it's all that negative emotions? The whole entirety of paparazzi is fear. They're fear-based thoughts, they're fear-based headlines, they get you frightened. Frightened! They're frightening us. And I'm not joking, if you think about it and break it down, you read those headlines, they're frightening. They're not good. They're bad. Bad for the soul, man. Bad. So, moving from fear to faith, and it is a big task doing this one because as human beings, we like proof. Well, I'll see it to believe it. Does that ring a bell with you? I remember feeling that. I used to be a complete atheist when I was younger. See it to believe it. Yeah, that's right. I support science and spirituality, by the way. And moving from that fear to faith, I would love to change that sentence. I would love to change the fact that everybody says or see it to believe it. I want to change that to believe and you will see it. Believe and you will see it. So on that note, it comes to the idea of trust. And this is just me helping you to understand why we don't believe it. Of course, we have it all around us with negative emotions, negative people, negative headlines, all that kind of stuff. But actually what I wanted to talk about was the idea behind this energy center inside the body. And I'll talk about this another time in more detail, but long story short, we tend to have 7 different energy portals in the body. Don't have to believe what I'm saying, but just be open-minded to it, because even the idea is pretty nifty. So the one that's actually in the center of the 7 channels, so to speak, in the body, is in the heart space. And it connects to love. It connects to your unconditional love. And this area charges up around happy and joyous environments. Okay, so in the heart center, this also feels, when we sort of feel a lacking in this area, trust is damaged. And let me show you physically what I'm talking about. In yoga, when we're opening up the heart center, we do this. We do back bends. So we're like, come on, get it open, feel into that love, come on. So we're physically forcing it to come about. And that's why yoga can be really powerful, because on an energetic level, it physically forces the energies to work around the body. And that's why sometimes people can be quite emotional in a yoga practice. So back bends and opening up the chest, that is opening up your heart energy, that unconditional love for yourself and for others, okay? Yourself is really important. That's what this course is about, okay? Now, you imagine, let's say a 14-year-old girl at school, going through puberty, going through lots of changes in her body, actually guys as well. Maybe they go through a growth spurt and they're much taller than they feel comfortable with, and their body language tends to be this, okay? Arms play a role. So your arms are actually a physical representation of your heart energy as well, because we use our hands and arms to communicate like I do. Naturally, we pull people in for hugs because you're pulling them into your heart space. So some people tend to sort of do this as well, that sort of young adolescence age. They get very self-conscious. There's lots of changes going on in the body. Guys can do exactly the same, especially if they're tall. They tower over and they hunch over. So this body shape is the complete opposite of this. Now, just because we tend to go through this a little bit in adolescence, not all of us, but the majority of us do, coming into your adulthood doesn't mean much changes. In fact, all your bones are forming a habit of how you stand. Okay, you know, even as teenagers, we sort of stand on one hip and, oh my God, we're cool, and we carry our bag on one side of the shoulder. I'm speaking an American accent because you'll totally get me when I say it like that. But actually, that goes on into your adulthood, and your bones have formed in a little bit of misalignment, all right? And that misalignment has a knock-on effect in the energy. So from going into this forced open back bend, which we do in yoga with a teacher, so we can teach you how to hold the posture properly and safely. Note. So this is forcing that heart energy to come out. This comes into this distrust, and you try to think about, like, I bet all of you could think of an example at school or around that time, maybe that first love that you had, where you felt into a bit of heartbreak, where you feel like your trust has been abandoned, or it's been challenged, where you feel like you need to take that knife out your back because you're like, Jesus, man, I thought you were my friend. Why would you do that? Is this making sense to you guys? Can you understand why actually some emotional things we go through as a youngster can hinder on our effects to be more like this? And then we're picking up those newspapers on the negative energy, and oh my God. So you can understand when that trust is broken in the heart, how it's so easy to say, well, I'll see it to believe it. If you can prove it to me, then I'm going to see it. No. I'm going to tell you, you believe and you will see it. Believe and you will see it. So let me tell you about what kind of things you can see. And there will be different things for you personally. And this is why it's really, really uber, yes, I use the word uber, exciting. Because you'll have your own sign. And I'm going to ask you outright, what is your sign? I'm not talking about your star sign. I'm not talking about the 30-mile-per-hour sign. When I ask you, what is your sign, I want you to instinctively write something down. Now, just before you do, it could be something like, and some of you are going to think, oh, I know what she's talking about, a white feather, a robin, an owl, a song. You get where I'm going? Sometimes there are these pinnacle things which happen. You think, oh, that's my song. Oh, a robin. I always see a robin. It always makes me think of so-and-so. Or a white feather. Lovely. There's no birds around here, but there's a random white feather. So I'll let you know what my sign is. My sign is a white feather. And often when I find this sign, or I say look for it, I don't necessarily look for it, but it tends to come up around me. And this is when I'm linking to the idea of the universe. The universe plays a role, and it's trying to communicate with you all the time. And what we're doing in the negative realm, when we're in the fear zone, this is what we do. La 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 la. Okay? So the universe, it doesn't give up, it will keep trying to communicate. Now that you're watching this module, amazing things are going to happen after this, because it means that you are ready to receive this information. This is exactly how it was communicated to me, and that's why I'm so excited. Your lives are about to change after this, you guys. What is your sign? So it could be the same as mine. It could be a white feather. That's going to link to birds. You might be liking the idea of birds. Maybe you have lots of bird feeders around your house. It could even link to the idea of angels. And actually, that's what I really like. I believe in them from my heart because I feel like I've had that proof given to me that they're there. But it might be different for you. You might feel into some other mythological creature. Perhaps you like unicorns and you might see horns everywhere. Or you might see hoof prints everywhere. Now, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't mean that birds don't produce feathers and horses don't produce hoof prints on the floor. Yes, that happens. We know there's science behind that. But actually, try to think about what it links to. So when I see a white feather on the floor, I'm thinking, oh, what did I just think about? What did I just think about? I was thinking about my work. I was thinking I was going to switch from this to this. White feather, confirmation. So your little sign, your personal sign, whatever that is, whether it's a logo that you constantly see, whether it's a colour, whether it's a shape, whether it's an animal, whether it's a song, whatever it is, start to think about, start to manifest, or what could my sign be? Or you're probably thinking, I actually think I already know what it is. I've just been ignoring it for a long time. Your sign is going to be a confirmation, and that's going to be your ticket. That's going to be your ticket to your communication to start with the universe. And understand this, the universe will always throw you scenarios that you can handle. The universe will always throw you scenarios that you can handle. Okay, write that down if you can, or text it to yourself. That's what I do when I hear a good one. The universe will always send you scenarios that you can handle. Now, we go through some crappy scenarios, don't we? And do you find that the same goddamn thing always keeps happening to you? The same crap keeps happening to you. There's a reason for that as well. The universe will keep sending you the same stuff until you learn from it, because it knows that you can. It knows that you can keep going on. So yes, anytime you're seeing those things, try to synchronize with your thoughts. Try to think, what did I just think about? And it doesn't matter if you forget, come back to it later. They will try again to get hold of you and to grasp you. The universe wants you to succeed, but it will throw you some tricky scenarios, because sometimes the only way you'll succeed is by going through something tough, overcoming it, and then you become so much more confident. So the idea of, let's say, extreme sports. Now, if any of you have ever played with anything like bungee jumping or jumping out of an airplane, I mean, that scares the crap out of me. I'm not sure if I'd ever do that. However, you get outside your comfort zone, right? You're like, oh, I don't want to be doing that. No. But then as soon as you do it, you feel better. At the end of it, you feel like, well, I'm really pleased I did that. And you can almost feel this alive, this rush. Your adrenaline pumps through your body. Your brain produces these beautiful chemicals that keep you alive. It's that fight or flight thing, because you're on that scared edge. It produces this adrenaline, which stops your organs from working, because all your energy needs to go into survive. Survival mode. That's what your body does naturally, okay? So it stops working everything. I mean, your heart's still going, your breath you might find stops, but it gets your energy. So all the energy comes out of all your organs, pumps around your body to get you ready to run even faster than you've ever run before, if you're running away from a lion, for example. But the idea I'm talking about is that accomplishment feeling you have when you're outside your comfort zone. You accomplish it, you create a new comfort zone, okay? Now, somebody once told me, try to get outside your comfort zone at least once a day. Blimey, I mean, that's hard work and intimidating, but on a spiritual journey, in terms of your self-growth, it is the best thing you can do all the time. Try something new as often as you can. Do something different as often as you can, because it's really, really important to create new comfort zones, because they will build you as a person. You'll never go backwards, you'll only go forwards. So the universe will keep throwing these things at you. So you will have, if you're having those routines in your life where you're feeling a bit shit, or the same crap thing keeps happening, I'm telling you, it's the universe saying, yeah, I am going to keep throwing this at you until you learn how to deal with it, or learn how to be positive about it. Then you'll see something flourish. Then you might see a feather, or you might see a shark come up on TV, or you might see a bird fly past the window. I mean, it's just beautiful when these signs start to happen. On that note, when I was worried and I went into that real sort of mode this week, because I'm honest with you guys, I was really worried that I was asking for money for this course, and it didn't feel right. I know I need money, I know I need to survive, but I was just like, oh, is this the right thing to do? And then I offered out this meditation, which I did before I went to sleep. And since waking up and coming on the other side, when I had my confirmation in my dream and after my meditation, I've been alive today. I've been so buzzing. I've been on that +10 scale. I actually did a meditation before this webinar to calm down. Not to get excited, to calm down, because I'm so excited about this. Okay. So I've got written here a lovely little note to say your hidden confirmation. So that's when I'm saying your coincidences, your birds flying past your feathers. Look for coincidences. So, you know when you have that feeling like, oh, that's so funny that you just called me. I was just texting you. I'm laughing because I get that all the time, and it has to be said in an American accent. Yeah, it's down to a vibration in the brainwaves, actually, which I won't go into detail today because I will talk about vibration another time. But there are no coincidences, and when you're feeling down, and sometimes you just get that little pop up of a message on your phone, or somebody calls, and you just really needed to hear that person, or it could be somebody totally random, somebody you don't even know on Facebook, and they just send you a nice message and you think, my God, I really actually needed to read that. There are no coincidences, okay? Everything happens for a reason. And sometimes this is a really, really hard one to digest, especially when those negative scenarios come about. But again, please hear these words. The universe will never, ever throw you something that you cannot handle. You can handle everything that comes your way. And when you start to put that trust in the fact that you are looked after, then these sorts of things start to happen. Okay? So, moving on. I've already mentioned the see it to believe it. No, believe and then you will see it. I think this would be a really nice opportunity to come into that meditation I was talking about. Ooh, and it's a really, really nice one. It's really simple, but it's really, really nice. So before we come into that meditation, I want you to have a little think about something in your life that you find that you're very controlling with. That you feel like you dominate and you're like, no, I have to do this. I have to do this. Nobody else can do it like I can. There's something you feel like you're controlling, like you're clasping too much attention, something that's drawing too much of your attention away from you, okay? This could be friend related, this could be family related, it could be work related, it could be personal related. Something that you feel like you need to work on, that you've just got too much. You maybe care a little bit too much about and it just dominates, it swamps you and it makes you feel exhausted at the same time, okay? So just have a little moment thinking about that, because what we're going to do is bring that into our meditation and we're going to help to release it. And it's awesome when you do this. Just a couple more breaths and start to think about your meditation seat for me. You probably just noticed me grab something blue next to me. What I do is I grab a blanket and I roll it up. And sometimes I just stick it on the backs of my legs. I find that quite comfortable. So that's another meditation seat option if you wanted to, or a pillow. So that's on my shins, you can sit cross-legged. But what's going to be really important is to keep your spine tall and alert. And that's because it keeps you alive in the meditation. Lying down, if you're really, really tired, that's fine. You can listen to the guidance of my voice, but it's going to be more effective for you if you're a little bit more alert in the spine, okay? All right, start to find that meditation seat. Noticing your seat bones, noticing the areas of your body touching your earth, touching your carpet, your mat, wherever you are. Let the belly draw in just a little, a tiny fraction here, not a lot. Just to feel your contact with your spine. Your heart lifts up, your shoulders drop down. Feel that space from your earlobes to your collarbone extending. Palms rotating up if that feels comfortable for you. Drop the chin a little. And imagine a piece of string is tied to the base of your spine and the other end of the string comes out through the top of your head. And then you just feel like the string gets pulled up. And it lengthens that beautiful spine of yours, dropping the chin just a little to create that space in the back of your neck. And then close the eyes for me. This is really crucial here. It allows you to come deeper into your sense of self. Last week we were talking about finding that inner being of yours. I'm going to kind of connect with that here. And I'm going to ask you to become aware of your breath, keeping it nice and simple to begin with, okay? Breath comes in through the nose, breath comes out through the nose. Slow it down and really listen to the noise of your breath. You yogis out there will be doing the sea breath here, I'm sure. But allow the breath to be the music to your meditation. This is your inner song. Really exaggerate the sound of your breath if you want to. I'm sure you'll be alone or there'll be somebody around you that won't care. Exaggerate that noise. Listen. Listen to it enter the body. Listen to it exit the body. Keep slowing it down, feeling your chest rising and falling. The belly expanding and retracting. Your whole torso changing shape as you inhale and exhale. And just continue that for a few rounds. Feel into that relaxation coming into play. Feel into your mind and your body responding. Feel into your mind and body wanting to respond and relax here. You're creating your meditation. please understand you can do this anytime you want to. Anytime it gets a little bit much, you can set a timer for a minute and it will do marvelous things for you. Breathe into your heaviness in the bottom, sinking down, your lightness in the spine, lifting up, dropping of the chin, closing the eyes, and relaxing into that beautiful breath of yours. Okay. Those of you that were connecting with the inner being last week, I want you to tap into that here and now. Otherwise, you're just breathing. The inner being is your inner white light. The source of your being is pure love, pure joy, and pure peace. Those three golden subjects. And that is literally the source of who you are. It's our habits around us that change us, and that's okay. Alright, now we're coming to that inner peace, love and joy. If you're not sure about that, please just keep breathing. Just keep noticing your breath. We're going to come back to that subject. That's something you wanted to work on. Something you feel a little too controlling with. Something that takes up a lot of your time and can make you feel exhausted sometimes, maybe even drained. Think about that subject, that one thing you want to work on. Worry and anxiety, depression, very typical states that can trigger when we think about this subject. Hold on to this for me. Experience what's coming up. Experience and watch your emotions if you feel it change. That's okay. I want you to go through this for a moment. Just 2 more breaths. Hang in there. Hold on to how it makes you feel sometimes. Now, stay with me in this meditation. I want you to imagine what you think an angel would look like. I'm going to use this as an example. You can use any other guide or being that you want to, but I'm going to use the classic version of an angel because they bring such a beautiful energy. These beautiful 30-foot wide wings, and this being drops down next to you, and it sees what you're doing, and it understands profoundly. Now this subject, holding on to it, I want you to imagine like this angel drops a basket in front of you, and this basket is glowing. Beautiful golden white light is shining from the inside of this basket. The angel kneels down and whispers in your ear or communicates to you to say, put that problem in here. So with that, in your imagination, you either physically grab it and put it in there, or you feel it leave your body and go inside this basket. It's not gone anywhere yet, it's still right in front of you. Now, as you transition this feeling, this problem, this something that you want to work with, this something that doesn't serve you anymore, we're going to link this meditation directly with the universe. The idea of trust, and it will be okay. This idea that what will be, que sera, sera. The idea that actually you can't do anything wrong because the universe will always direct you back to the right path. So, the idea of this meditation, the job of this employed angel next to you, this angel is going to take away this basket with your permission to offer your basket to the universe. And you're saying in your mind and in your heart, you take care of it. So in this meditation, keep breathing a long inhale and a long exhale. And I want you to place this problem in that basket and offer out your trust and your belief. It is now the universe's concern, not mine. It is now the universe's concern, not mine. And you put your trust in the universe to take care of that problem. When you feel like you've emptied all that problem in the basket, and when you've given permission to release that problem to the universe, sure to form, the angel stands up. It picks up the basket and it flies away. And it takes it to the universe. Breathe into the final part of this meditation for 3 more breaths. Slow it down. Again, let your breath be the music to your meditation, to your practice. Inhale deeply, exhale deeply. On that last one here. Whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes. Gently release from your meditation. I am so proud of you for doing that. And it doesn't matter where you're at in your stage, but that is a really, really important thing to do. This is exactly what I did last night before I went to sleep. I was worried about money. I was worried about continuing this course and keeping you all happy. I worried about it. I put it in the basket and I sent it away because it didn't serve me anymore. Let that problem be taken care of now. It's not yours. The universe will take care of this for you. From where you are, it's really important. We're going to get the body moving here to encourage, and this is going to be energy inside your thoughts. Everything you just created for that meditation. Allow the goosebumps to work across your skin, but we need to come into some back bends. You can feel that coming on. We need to change the shape of the body. So stay seated if you want to, stand up if you want to. If you're feeling alive, you're feeling like, yes, I get it, Pip. All I'm going to ask you to do is interlace the fingers behind your back here, and you're going to draw those hands down towards the earth. So you feel your shoulders drop down, and then I'm going to ask you to lift that hand and arm shape up towards the ceiling. Be gentle, don't push the body. I want you to naturally feel into this with your inner guidance, with your physical body. If you've got limitations, back off, don't push. We're expanding that chest and that heart. Problems we've held on to, maybe even from being a youngster, adolescence, no more. Let that heart lift up. Let the chin drop a little here. Feel that expansion. 2 more breaths from me. Hold strong. The energy is flooding through your body. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly soften the pose. Lower the hands and arms back down. Gently release the clasp. Backs of the hands down so your palms are up again. Drop the chin, close your eyes. Brief meditation. Feel the physical effect of that posture. Slow the breath down for 1 more. Very nice. Okay, softly open the eyes. Bring the tops of your fingers to the shoulders. We need to get moving into those shoulders now. So rotating from the elbows. Doesn't matter which direction, we're going to do both. But we need to get that energy working through the whole body. It's accumulated in your head. It's now moving to your heart. Let it pump through the body here. Getting into those shoulders. Gently change direction. Still feeling that pumped and aliveness. That, the idea that somebody else is going to take care of this problem. Brilliant. I don't need to worry about it ever again. Takes work, takes trust, takes those hidden confirmations. I'll keep talking about that here. 1 more breath. Really, really nice. Okay, let's get the whole body moving. If you're sat down, is it all right if you stand up? If there's nowhere to stand up, then I'm going to ask you to just shake into the body. Literally, shake it about. Shake it out. Cheeky, cheeky, cheek. So it's getting the whole body working. I can so picture yogis. Yoga teachers on the other side are going to be like, oh yes, Pip, I know what you mean. Get it moving. Get the body moving. It's nothing to be silly and stupid. It does look it, but it gets the energy moving around the body. Get that aliveness, get it moving, get your joints moving and flexing, whatever. And then when you've had enough, when you feel really stupid, you come to that meditation. Bang. There. Sit. Be still. Belly in. Heart up. Shoulders down. Drop the chin. Close the eyes. Palms up. Be here. Feel into that aliveness you've created for yourself. Be here. Slow the breath down. Feel your heart excited from your movement. Let that breath be the music to your meditation. You hear it well. Okay, now relax into those closed eyes. I want you to imagine yourself drifting amongst the universe. Floating amongst planets, floating amongst stars, solar system, galaxies. Different shapes, different colours, different atmosphere. Lighter, fresher, quieter, more content. Look behind you and see planet Earth behind you, a small blip in the distance. And it really helps you to understand that, God, any problems on that planet. And here I am now, relaxed. I've released one of my problems for the universe to take care, and feel into that softness, just what you would imagine it would feel like if you were floating in outer space. Just be there in your meditation. Be amongst the stars. Be a star. Feel into that soft breathing. Coming in, coming out. Three more breaths here. On that last breath. And then softly open the eyes. Gently come away from that meditation. Big breath when those eyes open up, as if new breath was coming into your body, as if something totally new had changed within you, putting that trust out to the universe. And I promise you, it does take work and practice, but you will start to notice these hidden confirmations everywhere. Another one I can think of is the number 1. They say the number 1 is the number of the universe. So you might even catch yourself looking at the clock at 11:11 or 10:01. Those are really, really nice thoughts as well. And often that tends to be along the lines of, yeah, what you were just thinking, yep, I'm on board with that. So there's this really, really lovely sentence, which I brought in briefly to our meditation. And I'm just so alive with energy, because I know how your lives are going to change after this, what you're going to see, what you're going to feel. And you're going to be very much like, nah, I know I caught that shark on the TV, but nah, that's not my sign. Oh, yes, it is. I'm going to say, how many times does this universe have to scream at you to say, I am on your side? Can you start listening, please? Can we start helping you all of a sudden? Absolutely amazing. So, let me tell you about my dream. So before I went to sleep and I did that basket thing, I did the meditation, and I was like, do you know what? This online self-healing course, I said, I'm going to put it in that basket, because I am busy. I've got lots of things going on, lots of yoga, lots of healing. I love my job. It's great, but definitely probably bitten off a little bit more than I can chew, and I really, really want this to be successful. I'm so happy that I'm bringing this on board for you guys. So I put my online self-healing course in the basket. Didn't want to do it, and I felt like, no, I need to take control of this. But I did it, and I felt into this beautiful angel say, thank you, Pip, it's about bloody time, for goodness sake, girl. And off it went. And it took away, and I fell asleep. And that was it, I was asleep. And then I dreamt about the course. I dreamt that I was dog walking, and I was recording a video of myself saying, no, I'm going to do this one for free, because you really need to feel into this one. Everyone needs to feel into the idea of this universe. It has your back. I knew it was the right thing to do, and I've just been so high on that energy, that confirmation. This is why I started this course, because I felt like these guys are like, Pip, you really need to put this out there. You need to communicate this out there. We're behind you 100%. And in that week, last week, I went completely to fear. I was so frightened and worried that I wasn't going to earn money and it wasn't going to work out, and I was losing your interest. Like, I had all these horrible feelings coming up inside me, and nobody could help me with it, because I thought, no, this is my problem. I need to just see the light. And as soon as I was ready to go, bang, there you go. You take care of it. You take care of it. I ain't doing that no more. And it just felt beautiful. So I really hope that you're experiencing those beautiful, beautiful feelings, because as long as you're putting in that belief, your confirmations are going to come your way, and they're going to start right now. Like, the universe is like, oh, she's ready, she's heard it, bang, push out all those coincidences. And there are no coincidences, and that's the golden ticket here. Really try to believe that there are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. Coming back to that idea that I brought up briefly in our meditation, you can never mess up, ever. The universe will not be punishing you. It will always be trying to guide you to love. Always. 1000% of the time. And you really have to put that trust and faith into it, because we do. We mess up. We're human beings. We mess up all the time, whether it's on a really big scale or whether it's on a smaller scale. We all mess up. We make mistakes. And that's okay. So, on that idea, if you move from that fear to love, from that fear to faith, if you do something about it, and that's the difference, the universe will just flood you with so much help and support, okay? So I want you to continue to work with that meditation, that basket, or the idea of an angel bringing it down, if that rings true with you, or if another guide brings it down towards you, or whatever. Maybe it just appears in front of you and then floats off into the distance. Keep working with that meditation, because it will strengthen your faith. And I promise you, this takes time. I was an atheist when I started out. I didn't believe in anything like this. I was like, no, I'm a science girl. Science. And now I am so spiritual, so woo-woo, but I love science as well. So actually what might make me a bit different is I like to research both, and then I bring those into my yoga classes and into my healing and into what I'm talking about now. I'm inspired by both, because I actually love the fact that as human beings we've developed to know and understand our physical bodies because of science. There's no two ways about it. Science has led us there, our intelligence has led us there. But spirituality, when I'm talking about that meditation, that's going to lead you to lightness and love and calm and relaxation and control and balance and even enlightenment. So would you rather that? Would you rather know the science and be proud of being a human being, but also go towards spirituality because it makes you a better person and it makes you happy? It makes you joyous and it makes you healing and it makes you feel invincible, and then you help others to get on this path as well. How awesome does that sound? So that's why I'm really, really excited. So my question to you is, what is your sign? What is your sign? And start to write this down. There's a really good question I can ask you here. If the universe did have your back, if the universe was taking care of everything differently, what would be different? Ask yourself this. What would be different if everything I'm saying is true? And sometimes this is a good one because it gets you thinking like, So a really good question here is, what do you want? What do you want? I'm going to say it one more time. What do you want? And often we come into trivial things like, well, I want a cheeseburger. I want a warmer jumper. I want to not be cold. So we come to like these sort of basic things which can actually be changed. You can go out and do something about that. But actually really going into that inner being and finding that question. I asked this question to myself for 1 year. 1 year I was dog walking with where I was living originally in Horsham, beautiful walks with my beautiful beagle, and I really loved the idea of these angels, and they just kept asking me, well, what do you want? What do you want, Pip? Because I can't work on anything until you give me something to work on. I thought, oh my God. It took me a year to digest the idea of asking for things, and especially if you're on that, those of you out there that are healers and work for other people, you'll be resonating with the idea of, oh, well, you know, I don't really want to charge for this because I want to help people, I want to help people heal and da-da-da-da. And I'm going to go and talk about a whole another subject about confidence behind that as well, which I'm obviously going through myself. Anything I learn and do, I want you guys to learn and do as well, okay? Because it's only going to empower you as an individual. But that question of what do I want? I feel like, well, I don't deserve anything. I've got everything. I've got my husband, and I've got a roof over my head, and this, that, and the other. And actually, it came into play when my husband and I started looking into real estate, because we finally saved enough money for a deposit for a house, which is the house I'm in right now. Ooh, reality check. And then I knew I wanted this house, and there were all sorts of problems in the way, such as there was a tenant and a sitting tenant that didn't want to move, and it all went a bit haywire, and to the point where my whole family was saying, Pip, let it go, you're not going to live in that house, start to look elsewhere. And I said, no, I really want that house, I really want. And I went out there and I was asking the angels for guidance, trying to keep me calm, and I said, no, I can feel it, I can feel that house is going to come my way. And it happened. Here I am. My whole family, it's not going to happen, Pip. Just let it go. Let it go. And it's not on the subject of being pedantic and determined. Like, what do I mean by this? Like, if it's unreachable, realistic, that's the word. You want to be realistic in the sense that, you know, you don't want to pick something like, I want to pick a golden apple from a tree and it will be solid gold. Let's go back to science with that one, shall we? Okay, keeping it realistic. I wanted that house, and then I started asking for it, asking for ways, and I started visualizing myself there. I started setting affirmations for myself. I said, no, it's going to come. I'm going to keep setting positive thoughts. Lots of negative talk was going on about the tenant, and I wasn't allowing it. No, don't speak nastily about her. I won't have any negative energy sent that way. It's nothing but positive energy. And I stopped all my family talking negatively about her and her family. I started to see things from her perspective. It just changed everything, you guys. As soon as I started wanting things, it helped me to want things on a healthy level. And that's what I'm talking about, on a healthy level that's going to serve a purpose rather than just for the sake of it. And I want to help you understand that it is totally available for you 24/7. You are never alone. You've got that guidance if you want it. You don't have to like angels. You don't have to like the ideas of mythical creatures. It doesn't matter. Whatever floats your boat. Other people love these ideas and others don't. Like, so we've been getting into Vikings. Have any of you been watching Vikings? Oh, amazing, amazing. And all the gods that they like in that, it's a huge subject about Christianity versus their gods. It's an amazing story. But even the idea of those gods, we started talking about it without even realizing and naming the gods and seeing crows and things like that. If you've watched it, you'll know what I'm talking about with those. But it doesn't matter what form it is. It can be a figment of your imagination, but as long as it works, it doesn't matter a toss, does it? So if your figment of imagination is a giant pink elephant that flies with emerald eyes, I bet some of you are going to use that one, then let it be that. It's the comfort that comes with it. It's the idea behind it that strengthens you through those dark ages, through those dark cloud moments that you get, through your anxiety, through your depression, through your loneliness. It's your belief behind that that strengthens it. And some of you might even be lucky to actually see those beings. There are people out there that do, and they've written books, and they're just the most amazing books you'll ever read. But their faith is so strong. And I think also the idea of the word God, I think that's been labelled so badly for so long that anybody that mentions God or Christianity or religion, they go, no, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about spirituality. And some of you might be religious, and I think that's awesome, because then you have a topic that you enjoy, that you trust in, you have that faith behind that. And if that pulls you out of the dark into the light, it doesn't matter as long as it works for you. So find your sign. What is your sign? That's what I'm asking you. What is your sign? Some other examples I'm going to throw out to you again. The number 1, look out for that. Owls is a really nice one. Robins, oh, there's some lovely. I've got three people I've worked with, and including my family, that always say, when I see a robin, it reminds me of my granddad, or it reminds me of my uncle, or it reminds me of my great grandfather. It tends to always be a male spirit, actually. But robins are a beautiful representation of something saying, hey, you're not alone, it's okay. And sometimes we just need to hear that, don't we? It pulls you from the dark to the light. And that is so crucial for your well-being, in your mind and in your body. I said this last week, I'm going to say it again. I've read this in several books, and I thought this before I read it, so I'm going to say it. 90% of our physical problems derive from emotional problems. If you've got an emotional imbalance in your body and it is repeated for years, for decades, it forms in your body. That stagnant energy stays there and creates a problem in your body. Now, some of you might be taking that scan thinking, oh my God, that makes me really sad. Don't be sad, because that is the fear. That's you going to the dark side. What do we do? Something about it. Come to the light side, come to the love. What are you going to do about it? You're going to do some meditations to help out that area. You've got to start to move the body, maybe do a little bit of yoga, maybe do this, maybe do that. What are you going to do about it? If it's going to be nothing, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing. Nothing's going to change. So this is all about change. That's the whole point of this self-healing course. It's about changing who you are for the best version of yourself. The best version of yourself. So you've got to put out that belief there. You've got to introduce those little backbones. And actually, I want you to bring that into homework practice for yourself as well. If you feel yourself talking negatively, or you're around anybody and you catch yourself doing it, that takes practice. I gave you that homework last week. Watch your emotions. If you can watch and feel into that emotion, I want you, even if you're feeling crap or pissed off or whatever, all I want you to do is just do this. And you will be surprised how physically you change the energy in your body. Or even just lean back a little. Get that heart open. This is your true inner being. Peace, love and joy. And it gets clouded over, right? You can feel into that cloud over. Come away from that. Open up. Let it come out physically. And then see how you feel. That sort of strong warrior person, warrior male, warrior female, that warrior woman. You change your physical stance. And it will change your attitude as well. Okay, so you're coming to that softness. All right, so it's not going the complete opposite way of overpower, because then it actually comes into a different energy center, which is your fire, which is like, rah, I can take on anything and do it, rah, and punch. That's not very peaceful. It's about finding that inner strength and staying strong and rooted in your being, and allowing nothing but peace, love and joy to come out in your thoughts, in your speech and in your actions. I can just feel this energy, you guys. It's just absolutely bouncing out of me. I feel electric and alive, and I really hope you're picking up on that. That meditation was a really, really good one. Please repeat that meditation if you need to, because it was very, very strong, very symbolic. And remember, you can pick a different subject if you want to each time you do it. If you're finding it still not shifting, or you're still coming into that fear-based thought, that fear-based feeling, then you come back to that meditation. You get rid of the problem. You do something about it. Even if it's in your imagination, you have the power to self-heal. You really, really do. And that's what we're going through with these modules. So believe behind it, and it absolutely magnitudes it. It just electrifies the problem and brings you forward into a solution very, very quickly. It's brilliant. The universe is excited about you moving forward. The universe wants you to succeed. Remember me saying, you cannot mess up. It will always help to guide you back onto the path of love. That's what this is all about. On that note, sending you heaps and heaps of love. I am so excited that you're on this journey with me, and I will see you next week for our next subject, which is intuition. That's a big one. I love it. Following that inner guidance. Excited. See you next week, my lovelies. Namaste.